And we were chatting a little bit, Echo, you and I, before we started recording about Marcelo Garcia in New York, and I've spent some time with Marcelo and rolled with Marcelo, and I am not by any stretch, I would say, good at jiu-jitsu, but nonetheless had a chance to spend some time on the mat with him and a handful of other guys. Sweetest guy you could ever imagine. For people who don't know the name, I suppose it's fair to say the Michael Jordan, Mike Tyson, Wayne Gretzky of jiu-jitsu wrapped into one. He's just kind of like the Kimura, after which the Kimura is named. So who was a very famous judoka and also really good at jiu-jitsu, who fought Helio Gracie. People in Japan used to say, before Kimura, no Kimura. After Kimura, no Kimura. Like a non-recurring phenomenon. And Marcelo is, got to be close to that. He's really good. And one of the things that you observe with Marcelo, and Josh Waitzkin, who co-owns the school with him, was a very close friend of mine and also considered a chess prodigy. He was the basis for Searching for Bobby Fischer. He says that, Marcelo's nickname is the king of the scramble, but he doesn't view it as a scramble. And what Josh was telling me is that Marcelo can basically see a move and movement in general in more frames per second. Yeah. So where most people see position A, transition that is kind of undefined, to position B, he sees 30 positions between A and B. Mm-hmm. And you see that when, if people want to really see some wild stuff, you can just look up the Marcellotine, which is his brand of guillotine, which is really, it's so technical for something that can be so sloppy. When people don't know what they're doing, it's so technical. And he can catch people in a guillotine from any conceivable position that most people wouldn't even consider a position. Yeah, I've seen him catch people in a guillotine, people who weigh like 300 pounds and not fat 300, like big people. And then they try to come around his legs into, say, a north-south position, and he gets them to tap when they appear to have him in a north-south position. But he seems to be able to access this same type of mind state at will.
Yeah. Obviously it has to do with he's training all the time. All the time. And he's
all the time.
And he just has turned his mind off and his body's working without him. I bet you, if you hooked up like brain scan and you see what he's thinking about, he's probably thinking about like chicken. Yeah. For dinner or whatever, you know what I mean? Like his thoughts are just not there. And that's how I feel when I do good jiu-jitsu. I come off the mat and someone will say, "Hey, what was that move you did on me?" I'm like, I have no idea what I just did. I just have no idea. I don't know what happened. Yeah. And sometimes if you're thinking about something, you might remember bits and pieces, but that's what he's talking about in that section is like, hey, you're not even there. It's all the training's there. The things you've been instructed, the practice that you've done, that's what's there, and that's what's executing the movements. Yeah, it's a beautiful place to be. Whenever people ask me about meditation, like, do you meditate, Jocko? I'm like, yeah, I do jiu-jitsu.
Oh, I agree with that. Yeah, I think
empties the brain.
Yeah, it's just present state awareness and not endlessly thinking about whatever it is that might occupy and distract you otherwise.
Yeah, it gives you that.